We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. In a few moments, I will sign an executive order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all. Smart people don't like me, you know, and they don't like what we talk about.
Have a president who is competent and he has a grasp on the economy and what is happening, and he knows how to fix it after 4 years of destruction.
Tariffs are working?
I mean, it's a no-brainer for me.
Hispanic, and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump, we love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
A few moments later.
Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite remand.
I am MAGA and a Christian.
But hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need. We don't want to be the stepchildren anymore.
I thought it would be easier talking about leaving MAGA as a 3-time Trump voter than it is, but some of y'all are really mean. And I get this was me this time last year, but that doesn't matter. Because again, my feelings matter. Yours never mattered. The level of hate I'm getting is unreal. People telling me to have accountability, to put the work into my community instead of coming on the internet and crying for myself. Like, you just don't get it. So much for the tolerant left. You guys are exactly how the right describes you. Like, how do you not get that this shit is hard?
Voted for President Trump.
Yes, sir.
Why did you vote for him?
Because I was an idiot. 80% of the evangelical Christian people were lied to, if you really want to know the truth, and that's exactly what happened. They said criminal, and I believe criminals need to be off the street.
I just want to make sure people watching this understand who you are.
My wife and I, when we don't work, we're ministers. We help the needy. That's what we do.
How do you feel about the war in Iran?
I'd say bomb the shit out of them and get it over with.
Wasn't the whole thing, though, no new wars?
It's a conflict, it's not a war.
Not a war.
It's a conflict.
Now, who says conflict? I know Trump calls it a war.
Well, they say it's a conflict because a war would be you'd have to declare war.
Right.
He was not declare war.
Right, yes.
It's a conflict.
If you go illegally around it, you can have a war and call it a conflict.
Right, exactly.
I don't count this as a war.
What is
Even
it?
if you do count it, it's a necessary war.
This is
Skirmish.
taking out the trash.
Have we won the war? Are we winning the war?
Yes. Yes.
Which one?
The Iran war.
You're confident about this war?
I'm confident, yes.
Once we win this war with Iran, where is Israel going to have us invade next?
That I can't answer. I don't know that.
Hey MAGA, when you lose your health care and get sick, just know it is the result of your Trump derangement syndrome.
You didn't get a wall. You didn't drain the swamp. You didn't get affordable health care. You didn't eliminate the national debt. You didn't get new infrastructure. You didn't get Hillary Clinton locked up. You didn't get Epstein accountability. You didn't get a $5,000 Doge check. You didn't get a $2,000 stimulus check. You didn't get lower grocery prices. You didn't get help buying a home. You didn't get America first. You didn't even get peace. You lost family, friends, and credibility. So what did you gain?
I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump, and I regret it now.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I am regretting I voted for Donald Trump.
I voted for Donald Trump, and now I regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret
voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump.
The more I talked about leaving MAGA, being a 3-time Trump voter, but I have to be completely honest with you that it's not getting easier, and it actually feels like it's getting more difficult.
Oh, is it getting more difficult for you? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Why wouldn't we think about how difficult it is for you? Hey, have you ever seen one of these? This is called a passport card. I know things are really hard for you, but just hear me out real quick. I have to carry this with me everywhere I go because the man you voted in put masked agents on the street who are kidnapping people who look like me and speak Spanish like me. 3 times you did that, yeah. So this is what I have to do now. But I'm sorry things are so difficult for you. Puta pendeja.
King voted for Trump in 2016, again in 2024. But he's voting for Democrats in 2026 because he believes the country needs to send Trump a midterm message.
I am pro-military. And we have a strong need to protect this country. I know there are threats, and I know there are enemies that want to see the downfall of this country. But you can't be flippant about war. You cannot.
Conversations with friends here and fellow veterans across the country convince him big change is coming.
The shine's kind of coming off the Trump presidency. Really kind of see through the true core of who he is versus what he campaigned on.
It was overtime. My kids' daycare went up. Can't afford the cost of food. Using credit cards for everyday expenses. No money left after their bills are paid. Pretty much just a whole bunch of financial mess.
We changed presidents at the beginning of the year.
We did.
And the guy who moved into the White House said that he was going to fix it. Several times he said it would be easy.
Absolutely.
Has he fixed it?
Absolutely not. I'm definitely waiting for him to fix it.
Jones is a 3-time Trump voter, but she says he has simply failed to keep his promise to lower the cost of living.
I'm very let down by that. Very, very let down because I feel like it's only gotten worse.
Y'all, I got some tea on these MAGA supporters. They are definitely effing around and finding out. So my sister was going to the grocery store at Schnucks, and she was looking at these like white cheddar goldfish crackers. And a white lady comes up to her and she's like, man, these are really getting expensive. And you know what my sister said, who just graduated from the Washington University in St. Louis? She says, yeah, and they're going to get more expensive next year. And the white lady grabs her crackers and exits the scene expeditiously. Y'all, they really starting to realize the consequences of their actions. It's happening modern day. And I love the pettiness about how we're just letting them know, like, yeah, it's only going to get worse. Like, this is your fault.
I'm getting bills in the mail nearly every single week. Here's another bill for $1,261. What's the description for? Actually, it doesn't even say.
But girl, let's clear a few things up. You supported your own demise. Again. You actively support an administration that passed things like the One Big Beautiful Bill, which made healthcare prices go up for millions of Americans, directly and indirectly. It just so happens to be affecting you now. Because this is part of a whole domino effect. When hospitals lose Medicaid funding, they only have a few choices. They can close, lay people off, or raise prices to make up for the funds they lost. It's also well documented that when hospitals close, surviving hospitals increase their prices because there's fewer options and less leverage for insurance providers to negotiate lower prices. And that's if they can get care at all. Riley, I know we're just talking about your problems, but consider that Trump's policies have created care deserts, so many expectant mothers are left without access to care at all. Fewer options for care, and it's more expensive. That's what this administration you support has accomplished so far.
Family, America is boiling over right now, and the people screaming the loudest are many of the same voters who believed everything was going to magically get better overnight. Now, across the country, millions of Americans are waking up to grocery bills that look insane, rent prices that feel impossible, electricity bills climbing higher every month, and everyday necessities becoming luxury items. But what's making this situation even more explosive is that MAGA supporters are now openly furious because the economic reality hitting them is nothing like what they really expected. And the frustration is turning out into full-blown outrage, and social media is flooded with angry rants, emotional breakdowns, and people demanding answers as the cost of living crushes working class Americans harder than ever before. And for years, family, people were told that patriotism alone would somehow fix the economy, that blaming immigrants, foreign countries, or even culture wars would solve everyday financial struggles. But now reality is settling in, family. Families are walking into supermarkets and spending double what they used to spend just to buy basic groceries like eggs, like milk, cooking oil, meat, rent, gas, healthcare, insurance. Everything feels more expensive. And what's terrifying many Americans is not just the prices themselves, family, but the feeling that no matter how hard they work, they're falling behind faster than ever. And people with full-time jobs are struggling to survive. Some are working 2 or even 3 jobs and still living paycheck to paycheck. And others are draining savings accounts just to keep the lights on. And the emotional reaction has become impossible to ignore. You see the anger everywhere online, videos of Americans breaking down over grocery receipts and going viral. People are openly admitting they can't afford the American dream anymore. And some MAGA supporters who once mocked other countries are suddenly realizing that many nations they looked down on actually provide cheaper healthcare, lower education costs, better public transportations, and even stronger worker protections. And that realization is hitting hard because for years, many Americans were taught to believe that the United States were automatically the greatest place to live financially. But now millions are asking a painful question: if America is so wealthy, why are ordinary people barely surviving? What's making this even more dramatic is the sense of betrayal. Many voters genuinely believed inflation and economic pain would disappear quickly. Instead, they are facing rising credit card debt, unaffordable housing, shrinking wages, and even a quality of life that feels like it's collapsing in real time. And some people can't even afford emergencies anymore. One medical bill, one car repair, or even one missed paycheck can completely destroy a family financially. And that kind of pressure changes people emotionally. It creates panic, it creates bitterness, and even desperation. And that desperation is now spilling into politics, online culture, and everyday conversations. And the irony is becoming impossible to ignore. And the same people who once mocked decisions about economic inequality are now experiencing it firsthand. Many are realizing that billionaires and giant corporations continue making record profits, while ordinary Americans struggle to buy groceries. Workers are producing more than ever, but many feel poorer than they did years ago. And now the anger is turning towards the entire system itself. And people are beginning to ask whether the economy is really designed to help ordinary people anymore, or does it only benefit the ultra-rich while everyone else fights to survive? And there's also a growing emotional exhaustion happening across the country. People are tired of hearing politicians promise solutions while prices keep rising. Tired of hearing that the economy is supposedly strong while they can barely afford rent. That they're tired of sacrificing basic comfort just to survive another month. And for many MAGA supporters, this frustration is turning into rage because they expected economic relief and stability, not deeper financial pain. And some are even openly admitting that they feel lied to. Others are directing their anger at politicians, corporations, immigrants, foreign countries, or even each other. But beneath all this shouting is one undeniable truth, family. Millions of Americans are scared, and fear changes societies. When people feel financially trapped, they become emotional, they become reactive, and even angry. And that's why the political climate in America feels so explosive right now. It's not just about politics anymore, it's about survival. People are fighting over grocery prices, housing costs, healthcare bills, and even wages because they can no longer abstract issues. They affect everyday life directly.